on there. I did just go
Well,
live.
the old people I deal with are. Never mind. Okay, never mind.
All right, if you guys are
They're
able
not the
to
brightest
check us
bunch.
out here. It says upcoming. No, we should be live.
Well, I hear myself, so I sound good.
Your brother's playing the eights, by the way,
Nope.
Bryce.
Of course he is.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo. Mic check.
You're.
Hello.
All right, just tweet it out. Did anybody do a sound check? Make sure we're good.
Yeah, can someone make sure I'm good?
Pulling it up.
Everybody else sounds good. I just missed mine.
Mic check.
Parker's good.
All right,
Dave's good.
Yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
let's do it. All right, welcome to episode 14 of the We Know Ball College Football Podcast. Fellas, we are all the way to conference championship week already. Really flew by quick, don't you guys think?
I agree.
Sad.
Here's going crazy.
Yep, as always, I'm Paul, joined by my co-host, Mr. Bryce.
That's me.
That's him. Mr. Stiggs.
That's me.
And always, Nasty Natty Adam.
That's me.
Let's go ahead and do the game reviews. Great picture here by Sketchy. Shout out Sketchy for that. I mean, if we had an hour, I could just talk about that for an hour if we wanted to, but we don't have to. First game, ironic enough, is the Ohio State-Michigan game. So overall, you guys saw me in the preview kind of talk about this. And quite frankly, I've seen this game already happen 11 times this year. Ohio State has played the exact same game every time, and I'm glad that they were able to continue that into this week. You know, they don't need to win 56-9, 27-9, and firmly in control the whole time. They'll just do it. Bryce Underwood finished with 1 yard more than Davis Warren last year. Sayin recovered after an early pick. After that, Michigan was never a threat to score a touchdown. They never reached the end zone. Offensively, they look great. Bo Jackson was absolutely a stud. Julian Sayin did not get touched. O-line dominated. Receivers dominated. Running backs dominated. Flip over to the other side of the ball. Secondary had a pick. D-line dominated as well. Kenyatta Jackson played a great game. Arvell Reese played a great game. Caleb Downs had a great game. It was really nothing threatening. And I'm just happy that they were finally able to get the monkey off their back and, play their game. That's what they did. And they looked in the mirror and said, you know what, we are better than these guys. Let's play like it. And that's exactly what they did. It doesn't have to be 86-3 to try to prove a point. You don't need that. Just put teams in that boa constrictor stranglehold, and you'll be able to win games, Stiggs.
Yeah, I'm happy for you that monkey is off your back for Ohio State as well. Yeah, really the only minor thing I wanted to touch on, it's not even minor. About 4 or 5 episodes ago, I had a minor critique, and it wasn't necessarily a critique. It was just Ohio State hadn't got their run game going consistently. Since then, the past 5 games, Bo Jackson has gone 105, 80, 112, 124, 168. So to see them get a consistent run game going is pretty worrying, honestly, if you're any contending team, because that was really the only kind of flaw you could pick. It wasn't even a flaw. But yeah, it was really a complete performance, shutdown performance, one-dimensional, made Michigan look as one-dimensional as they have all season. And yeah, really, really happy for you. Ohio State is surely the favorite to win the Natty, and I don't think that's a controversial take at all.
Well, thank you, Stiggs. Like I said, order has been restored in a couple of the rivalry games that it needed to happen this past weekend.
Correct.
I don't remember exactly who had who, and it said like there were some trades. Who had the Iron Bowl?
That would be me. Yeah. Had to remember there for a second. Me and you watched this game, majority of the game at the bar, so both know. Alabama was out, jumped up late, or not late, early, I'm sorry. 17-0. Auburn scratched and clawed to come back, but made key mistakes down the line that cost them the game. Alabama, they got a rematch coming up with Georgia this weekend, and some might say it's an elimination game for them if they lose that one. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and with this game, fun game to watch and everything, but Adam, me and you both were saying the refs were pretty heavily involved in this game both ways. It was not pretty.
Yeah, especially down the stretch, I felt like they were just calling whatever. Like, every contact was getting called. It was just kind of unnecessary.
Especially with how the first half was called. But yeah. Stiggs, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, the last drive was one of the most penalized drives I've ever seen. It seemed like they really wanted Bama to get in the end zone there. The committee apparently loved that gritty W as well, as the chairman's comments said that they were impressed with how Bama ran the ball against their 5-7 rival. But even though Bama outgained for 17 on third down, but their defense came up with a turnover when they needed it most. Deontay Lawson scooped up the fumble, and that was pretty much it. I am excited to see UGA versus Alabama in the rematch, but I am a kind of a bit gutted for Texas A&M.
Yeah, I am too. I think that, like before when we were bringing it up with A&M, there were a little bit of holes in their schedule, and I think we predicted Texas to win. I think only Adam had A&M, but yeah, I was almost going to say last week, those things, a lot of these rivalry games I kind of cut a little bit of slack on, just because you know how it is when you play a rival like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It seems like the committee is doing so as well, but I also do too. Yeah, like because no matter how bad your rival is, like the game can be close.
Yeah. Bryce, were you at this game or were you watching this game? I think OU.
Yeah, I was
barely
watching this
beats
game.
LSU. Not pretty. I wouldn't even call this much of a rivalry game, but is Mateer, ever since he came back from the injury, he has not looked very good. Another 3-interception game from him. LSU, who was just in a dogfight 13-10 win with Western Kentucky the week before. I'm not worried about OU defensively for the playoffs, but offensively, I think they might be the worst one in it, and that's speaking even including the group of 5 teams.
This is not a game that I feel like OU won. This is a game that LSU lost. To open the game, you have a interception, you run down to the 1-yard line. And the very next play, you throw a interception 1 yard away from the end zone when you could have just walked in, turning the ball over, making crucial mistakes. And then you stay in the game the entire game. You do not let them score at all. And you have a busted coverage where your safety drops and you leave their best player wide open down the middle of the field to score a free touchdown with 3 minutes left in the game. I don't know how you let that happen. How you have your biggest mistake on defense in the most crucial time. But I don't feel like John Mateer has been that great. And to start the season too, they didn't play anybody. I mean, they didn't play super great teams to start the year. He hasn't really any team that he's played this year, any good team, he's kind of struggled with a little bit. And maybe the injuries holding him back a little bit, who knows? But I feel like you said, their defense is legit. Their offense can't do it. They can't get enough done. And they honestly should have lost this game. LSU lost this game for them. LSU gave them the win this game, but
yeah,
I agree, Bryce. This was like watching the SEC version of Iowa and Oklahoma. And you guys kind of agree with that. Like, it's a little bit more talent on OU's side, but I mean, man, that offense is ugly. Peyton Bowen on the defensive side, he had a big time interception and what was one of the highest overall graded safeties last week. OU's offense is, oh wow, we can't run the ball again. I hope Satagna or Burks can take this 70 yards. Telling stat from this game is Mateer had 5 completions, his biggest completions that went for 166, and then he had 18 other completions that added up to 152.
Oh wow!
So they are just super reliant on the big play, but the defense is good enough to compete with anybody.
So I want to ask you this, Stiggs, and Bryce a little bit here. Not to harp on it too long, but realistically, with the offense playing how it is, I mean, defense will always keep you in the game, but they're basically a lock for the playoff. But how many teams are you favoring them over for those known teams in the at-large? I mean, there can't be too many that I'm thinking you're a playoff team. That offense isn't going to work.
Right, where they are seated, I really need them to have a home game to have a better shot to win. They're right on that, 7-8.
Yeah.
I didn't say
like
6. Didn't say 6 for a reason.
Yeah.
7-8. But yeah, if they get that home game, I think that would be a really big lift for them, despite their offense. But like I said, even if they play a tough away matchup, I think that their defense can keep them in any game. It's just if they could get some signs of life from their offense, they're a really dangerous team.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they want a Notre Dame, even if they're at home. I don't think they want that or anything. All right, Stiggs. Here you go. Oregon, Washington.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So really all the plaudits in this one go to Dante Moore and Malik Benson. Obviously the defense played a great game, but the run game got shut down by UW, and we're the number one rushing attack. So that was pretty surprising, and they stepped up and made the big plays necessary. Malik Benson has particularly been a really standout as of late, as our top 3 wide receivers have been down, and he's made big plays against Iowa, against USC with the punt return, and then last week with a huge 64-yard touchdown catch. So can't appreciate that dude enough, stepping up in the midst of all these injuries. I wanted to give a shout out to a UW player too, Jonah Coleman, their running back. He had posted on TikTok about, wait till we play that team in green, and how he was so excited to play him this year because he didn't have such a good game last year. And he was injured, but you wouldn't know it because he more than tripled his rushing total from last year. And I want to give his stats for 2 games against Oregon. He has 20 carries for 25 yards. So shout out Jonah Coleman.
Nice.
Almost got player of the week for me this week. So shout out that guy.
Yeah, look at Damon Williams' numbers too across the board. I mean, all we heard from Jordan Reffett in Washington was that big 3, and then every big game they got shut down.
I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to bring up Oregon's cornerback who had that interception, Jaden Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's had picks in back-to-back games. He picked off Mayava as well. So he had 9 allowed yards, 1 interception, 1 pass breakup, and an 87.4 coverage grade, which was tied with Peyton Bowen, who we mentioned previously.
Freshman, right?
No, Kennedy is actually a transfer. He transferred in from Ole Miss.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm sorry. Is it Finney that I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Finney is a freshman who he made second team All Big Ten.
Yeah, shout out to him.
As a freshman.
That secondary is lethal.
Yeah. I mean, we did get bullied by Surratt and USC a little bit, so that's a little worrying that the 2 best teams we played receiving wise kind of had their way, but
those are pretty high receiving cores in the country, though. I'll say that. So,
yeah, true, but that's all you're going to see in the playoff. So we got to tighten it up.
Yeah, that's true. One at a time. OU would not want to go to Autzen. That's what I'm saying. If they end up get that draw, that's what I'm saying. That's like a death.
Death food.
For them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just not. How about this one? Friday, Texas versus Texas A&M. The Longhorns take this one 27-17.
Yeah, Texas A&M, man, they've, you kind of alluded to earlier with the holes in their schedule, Marcel Reed has kind of been struggling a little bit lately. He didn't really, well, they played Stanford before this game, so really, I mean, doesn't really count. I mean, even against South Carolina, he struggled a little bit. Against LSU, a little bit. Here, again, the same problems keep showing up. This feels like he's due every game to throw 2 picks. He didn't get any touchdowns in this one either. Shout out to Arch. You know, like we said, I've been a doubter of Arch. I mean, everyone pretty much has been. He's actually looked pretty good the last stretch of the season. And who knows? Maybe Texas can sneak into the playoff. Probably not, but it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we'll kind of touch a little bit on that later. But realistically, I watched this game, and majority of the game, I just thought Texas looked like the better team on the field.
No, Isaac.
Like, I didn't think it was ever like, oh, we got to pull out the kitchen sink and do all this, you know what I mean? Throw everything we got at them. It really just looked like they were the better team to me, Stiggs.
Yeah, and I alluded to this earlier, but I do feel bad for Texas A&M, man. It was truly like a magical season for them. I thought they might be able to finish it out undefeated, but they looked shaky once again, like Adam alluded to. Marcel Reed not looking his best as of late, and that's not the kind of form you want going into the playoff, which Bryce thinks they might not deserve to be in. But did want to shout out Texas running back Trey Wisner, Quintravion Wisner. He went for 155, 8.0 yards per carry. If Texas can run the ball, if they could have ran the ball all season, they would have been a totally different team and definitely more in the playoff consideration than they are.
Yep, I think so too. What about this one? Vandy takes down Tennessee. Decently close in the first half. Second half, Vandy pulls away.
Starting this game, Diego did not have a very good start to this game. I don't know if you guys were watching or not. He ended up throwing 2 interceptions before halftime, and Tennessee kind of was in control for the first half of this game. Vandy scored a last-second touchdown right before halftime, I think with like 10 or 20 seconds left on the play clock, to tie the game up at 21. And after that, like the rest is history. Diego finished with 165 rushing yards. He did throw for a touchdown and had 268 passing. Vandy outplayed Tennessee offensively. They gained 200 more yards than them overall in the game. Tennessee's lack of a run game, I think, really hurt them, and their defense did not do them any favors at all. Vandy kind of walked all over them in the second half and was only stopped 3 times in the second half. So Vandy was very impressive this game. I'm glad to see that Diego came and did what he wanted to do. Like I said, he had a rough start to the game, but he did turn up in the second half and led them to a 10-2 record.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I think that, I mean, we've talked about it all year long on this pod, but like, why Tennessee's not good? I mean, that's just kind of, and it's proven once again. I mean, they lose by 3 touchdowns, give up almost a 50 bomb here. Why is there this preconceived notion that beating Tennessee is like beating Georgia right now? Like, I don't understand it. Like, they didn't have a win on their schedule to prove that they were a top team. Now they have 4 losses, and they didn't beat a team that was above 500, and they got blown out in 3 of their 4 losses. Like, nothing proved to me that they were that good. And the thing is, still in people's heads, if you ask them, they would say Tennessee is a good football team. And I just don't see it. Like, the same teams that aren't getting that benefit of the doubt. I got BYU beating Tennessee by 2 touchdowns at least right now. Like, if Vandy's doing it, BYU's doing it. You know what I mean? I got USC beating Tennessee by 2 touchdowns right now. Like, this team is not good. Stiggs?
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a shootout early. Like Bryce said, Pavia turned the ball over a couple times. Tennessee did convert on a couple scores off those turnovers, but Pavia he managed to throw the ball okay, but he really picked it up with his legs. He had a big rushing game. He had 6 explosive runs, was a 10-yard run or more, forced 4 missed tackles, And I think that he should definitely go to New York as a Heisman finalist. Vandy's also turning up on the recruiting trail as they flipped a 5-star quarterback from Georgia, Jared Curtis. So they flipped a 4-star receiver from Alabama as well. His name's eluding me right now, but yeah, shout out Clark Lee, shout out Vanderbilt. I wish they could sneak in the playoff. I really do, but it just doesn't look like there's really a way in with them not really winning the two big games that they lost against Bama and Texas on their schedule.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And, Vandy to me is very similar. I mean, think a couple years ago, guys. We're talking Vanderbilt and Indiana as bottom tier programs now winning 10 and 12 games. I mean, the coaching jobs at these two programs for these two massive turnarounds is just massively impressive. Move on to the next one. Oh, would you look at what time it is, Dave? Just happens to be trivia time.
Hooray.
Oh,
All right. As we have been doing recently, me and Dave split up the trivia questions. You got 2 of them, Dave?
yes, sir.
All right.
My first one's kind of a 3-pack, but yeah, I got it.
All right, I will start us off then. Make sure I kind of say this right. Okay. I'm doing strictly playoff era for this question, okay? So 2014 to now. There's been 11 national champions, correct? How many of those national champions won their conference that year?
Ooh.
So I don't think Bama won the conference with Tua with the walk-off, right?
That's correct.
I don't think so.
And then
Georgia also
Ohio,
didn't win in 2021.
Ohio State didn't win it last year.
That's 2.
That's at least 3.
Did they? I don't think they did in 2014 either, right?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did.
8?
Correct answer is 8. 8 of the 11.
He did it.
And then it was going to say, can you name the other 3?
Was it Georgia 2021?
Yep.
Bama 2020.
2017. Bama 2017. Georgia 2021, and Ohio State last year. So basically, yeah,
Yep,
it's kind of just correlating as much as people don't want to say it now. And with the 12 team, it is expanded, but a lot of times winning your conference, you have a pretty good chance, percentage-wise, to win the Natty.
Oh, real quick, with how amazing and deep with so many amazing contenders there are in the SEC. Was it 2017 Bama versus Georgia, 2021 Bama versus Georgia,
yeah.
with so many deep teams? Who's playing this year?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Okay.
I don't see. That's tough. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't say that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. You just really can't say. All good. Dave, you want to go?
Yeah. So mine is a 3-pack of true or falses. We kind of just want to hear your explanation on these and your thoughts. So my first one right here: Lane Kiffin will win a national title within 3 seasons at LSU. True or false?
False.
False.
I don't think he'll
All
win.
of you say false?
He won't win a Natty
Yeah.
if he has 10 seasons at LSU. If you ask me,
Dude, some of the
I don't know about that.
Some of the stuff that I'm hearing on some of these podcasts I listen to, Lane Kiffin getting off the jet to get introduced at LSU. They got the #1 recruit, defensive tackle, waiting for him from Baton Rouge, just waiting for him on campus. He's apparently in the works to do some big portal moves.
yeah.
It's hard not to like what he's got going on there, but I thought someone would say true. I'm kind of leaning true.
I'm gonna say
I think
false, and my
I
reasoning
think
for
3
that,
years is close.
I don't think that they. Well, I guess LSU does have that threshold where once every 10 years they have to win one, so they can still establish.
Brian
themselves.
Kelly was the first LSU head coach since I think in 2001 that has not won the Natty at LSU. Before
It's
that, you
been
had Nick Saban,
Les Miles,
and then Ed Orgeron.
Big
And-
Ed.
Yeah, they do it once every 10 years, and then they're mid the other years. But I'm not. This isn't even about LSU. My take about it is, Lane Kiffin's a really good coach, but I don't think Lane Kiffin's an elite head coach. He has nothing to prove for it. He's never won a conference. He's never, you know what I mean? He's been around. He's got some of the messiest departures. The tarmac. Saban kicked him off before the national championship game, and realistically, there's so many coaching openings. I don't think he's elite. He's not Kirby Smart. He's not one of those guys. I think he's a big fish in a little pond. And he was. I mean, how long is he going to wait for this announcement like it's Saban coming out of retirement? I just don't think Lane Kiffin is that.
I agree that he may not be elite, but I think he is definitely close to it. I think he's a little bit better than what you're giving him credit for.
Dave, do you want to hear a take about it? I think he was closer to winning a natty at Ole Miss than he is at LSU.
I mean, probably right now, yes. But the reason that I'm kind of leaning towards True is just because half the job is already done for him in terms of recruiting. Like there's 10 to 15 3 to 4 star guys that are like guaranteed going to want to go to LSU where you don't even really have to do much because they're from around the area and that's the only team that's from around there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the last couple cycles they've had elite players, like top end players. They have the number one players, Baton Rouge. Like, yeah, I remember there was a tackle. I think his name's Cardell Williams or Thomas. I can't remember. He was an elite blue chip, 5-star tackle. And I remember watching the recruiting video and he says, oh yeah, he's like, all those other schools wasted their time recruiting me. He's like, I knew I wanted to be LSU since I was, 10 years old, They have so many kids like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear your guys' takes on those. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you got something, Paul?
I was just going to say, it's not that I'm against Lane, kind of just with a lot of the schools I've talked about before. I just need him to prove it for me, for a buy-in.
I hear that.
I mean, this year he would have been proving it if Ole Miss would have let him finish. He would have been.
I don't blame him.
He would have made it.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Hold that discussion. I have something on that. Okay. My next one. These are all geared around new coaching hires, by the way. These next two, and that one as well. Penn State will not make a bowl next year. They're outside of the top 100. They're at 155 with their recruiting class. They have 2 players signed, and they do not have a coach.
True.
Oh,
I'm going to say false.
You think they snake a bowl game?
I do, and the reason for it is not about their recruiting. Their schedule's more favorable. They don't play Ohio State again for 3 years, but also, depending on their coach, they do have some returning talent that they have. Their recruiting class this year and before was still pretty good, and they almost pushed to a bowl game this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do get a pretty good coaching hire. I've been hearing,
hearing Matt Campbell.
And a lot of players are pushing for their interim coach.
Terry Wilson.
Yeah, and I think that 6. I'm not going to say they will compete for the conference or anything, but I think they could get to 6-6 next year.
Adam, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with false as well, just because, like as Paul said, they have enough talent to sneak in one. I think especially if the Matt Campbell rumors are true and he ends up going there, I think he's going to be able to bring a good amount of talent in as well through the portal.
Yeah, Matt Campbell's like the perfect.
Yeah, Matt Campbell. I mean, you're high on him too, aren't you, Dave?
I love Matt Campbell. I think he's like the perfect brand of football for Penn State. You know what I mean? That's just, he brings that downhill run, pro style. Bryce, what did you have on this one?
I was just gonna say, looking at Penn State's schedule right now, they have Marshall, Temple, and Buffalo for their non-con. I think they could get 3 wins there. They do play at Maryland, at Michigan, at Northwestern. Either of those games could be tough. They have USC next year, Wisconsin, Washington. They may get wins over Purdue, Rutgers, maybe sneak one at Maryland or Northwestern. So I think there actually might be a chance that they get 6, but I think it'll be tough. I think
not more than that.
I mean, 6, 7.
Whoa, you can't do that.
All right, my last true or false for this one, boys. And hear me out on this one because I'm kind of leaning true, but maybe it's just because it's a G5 thing. So UCLA, they hired Bob Chesney from JMU. JMU previously had Cignetti. Is UCLA in the best position to pull in Indiana? They have a potential elite quarterback if Nico comes back. Bob Chesney could infuse them with a bunch of JMU players, just like Curt Cignetti did the first year, and it got them to the playoff. Granted, they got blown out, but they are also in a recruiting hotbed in California. I'm kind of leaning true. I don't know if you guys know about this Chesney guy, but he's a young coach. He's kind of could be the next big thing.
I'm gonna say
Idiot.
false. And here's my reasoning why, and you might disagree with me here, Stiggs. I think that the difference between that is, I think, how you were talking about the recruiting hotspot. When you go to Indiana, your biggest competition's Purdue, where I think Lincoln Riley has done great recruiting Cali. Not perfect by any means. Oregon likes to take a bunch of their guys. We've taken a bunch of their guys, but competing with USC right up the road, I think a lot of the Cali kids are preferring to go to USC. And they have a really good recruiting class coming in.
I respect that take. Bryce, Adam, what you guys got?
I'm gonna say false as well, just because Curt Cignetti had something that Bob Chesney doesn't have. He came from the Saban coaching tree, and he learned how a football program is ran. He learned it from the GOAT, and he bet on himself and took that knowledge and applied it elsewhere. I'm not saying Bob Chesney doesn't have that, but he certainly doesn't. He does not have the experience from that Saban coaching with Coach Saban in that tree and learning under him in the process. Like if you look at all the elite coaches right now in college football, look at the top 10. I mean, you have Georgia with Kirby Smart, Curt Cignetti, Indiana, Dan Lanning, Oregon. You had Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss. I mean, all these guys came from Saban, and I don't think this guy could replicate what was happened with Curt Cignetti in Indiana.
It's a tough ask. What you got, Adam?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with false as well. Just like they both had really good points, so I'm gonna go with false.
Also, kind of
Wow,
what I was gonna say is,
I didn't sell anybody.
well, it is a great question because when you say do in Indiana, I mean, it's a big turnaround, and the chances of that's why I think what Curt Cignetti's done is so impressive. I mean, we are talking about programs like Indiana was the laughingstock of college football. I mean, to do a complete 180 turnaround like that is just a hell of a job, and he's used the transfer portal a lot, and that's what makes me think. I'm not saying false completely. I mean, it's a thought-provoking question because maybe that's the route that you have to go. You know what I mean? Take your players from the Sun Belt with you and fill all the rest of the holes in the transfer portal. Maybe it'll get you enough.
I like it. That's all I had for that one.
Was that your reasoning for true, or was it?
Yeah, kind of. I think he can kind of do the exact same thing, and he maybe could get, more elite talent earlier. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Cignetti's recruiting better, but like by no means is he recruiting elite at Indiana right now. I think I don't know what their class is off top, but I would definitely say it's like top 20, maybe like top 25-ish.
Yeah.
But I just think that they could get better recruits faster down there.
Yeah. Cignetti just kills the portal, man. That's what he's been
He really
all
does.
about the last 2 years.
He identified Mendoza, and he's been a killer.
Yeah. All right, next question here. Kind of going to stay on that last 11 national champion question. How many Heisman winners of the last 11 years also won the national championship?
Okay, so Devontae Smith is one.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Nice. Did who won
Derrick
the Heisman
Henry.
in 17? Yeah, was that Henry?
Baker. But Derrick Henry
Baker.
won at 15.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's one, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you guys
That's
got
Is
all
it three?
three. You guys got all three.
I'm about to say, is it
nice.
3 again? Yeah, that's what I was about to guess.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting here. So the teams that eight of the 11 teams that won their conference won the Natty, but only 3 of the 11 Heisman have won a Natty.
Interesting.
So
That is interesting.
what does it say about what could happen this year with the Heisman
Were
winners
any
or
of-
anything?
How many of the Heisman winners won the conference? Did all 3 of them win the conference?
No, Devontae Smith. Wait, yes. They all three did. That was 2020. I'm sorry. Yes, I was looking at my previous question. Yes, they all three did.
Very interesting.
So
guess you got to win your because that's my take on the Ohio State Indiana game. If it's a good game, whichever quarterback plays best wins the Heisman.
Yeah, that's what I kind of think. That's kind of why I wanted to bring that question up. Is a lot of people are kind of alluding to that, and it's like you can kind of do both: win the conference and win the Heisman all in one on Saturday.
Yeah, I think Sane locks it up.
I really hope so. What you got for us, Stiggs?
Yeah, so my last one's more of an open-ended. It's just one question, and we were talking about this while we were waiting for the slides last night. So these guys kind of know what it is. But if you were in the same situation as Ole Miss, would you let your coach stay with the team in the playoff if you knew he was leaving to a conference rival? And keep in mind, new age of college football, if he stays, he could recruit the roster. He's going to take a good portion of the coaching staff. But on the other hand, Ole Miss is a program that's never been to the playoff. This was their first year. They've won 11 games. So it's a big deal for them to be here. Season of a lifetime kind of thing. So what would you guys do?
I feel like if you're Ole Miss, you kind of have to respect and give him everything that he's done for you. Like, he brought Ole Miss from nothing and put them into something. Also, if you're looking at this from a playoff standpoint, like, there's a real chance Ole Miss could get dropped in the rankings for losing their coach and losing some of the staff. Like, I feel like looking at it from that point of view as well, you gotta let them stay. Just for respectful, like, give it to the kids, give it to the fans, give it one last hoorah, and go after it. But I think what Ole Miss did was kind of wrong. That's just my opinion, and I don't blame Lane for how he's acting in retaliation to it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Last night, I didn't feel that way. I kind of felt like that they would have to let him walk just because of the potential ramifications. But after kind of thinking it over and kind of what you said last night and what you just said now, kind of made me change my mind. Like, yeah, I think you got to let Lane stay. It gives them the best chance to maybe do something historic. Like, I think Ohio State's really the only team that's proved that they are bona fide in all areas to win it all. So if you somehow can avoid them, like, you might be able to get to a natty this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Adam, what do you got?
Yeah, so what I was kind of saying last night, majority of the time I would say yes. But in this specific case with Lane Kiffin, I'm kind of glad Ole Miss didn't let him. Just because about the way he handled everything, I feel like he didn't handle it very well. I mean, he was telling his offensive assistants and his coaching staff, like, look, if you don't get on this plane, there's not a spot for you, and all that stuff. I think he could have handled it way better. So I would give majority of the time yes, but in this situation, no.
Yeah, that's definitely a Lane thing to do, what he did with that plane stunt. Paul, I have a feeling you're going to agree with Adam.
My answer is hell no. Absolutely not. I'm not letting... There is no... Oh, well, look what he did for us. He's leaving you after you got 11 wins with him for the first time. Let's not act like he won 4 national championships for you, and then he's like, I'll finish this one out, one last hurrah. This is the best season he's ever given you, and he's taking the high road. He's using you as a stepping stone. He just said, screw those kids who I just finally made a playoff run with and who I committed to. If I'm kids going to LSU... and he's in my living room, and he's telling me commit to the team, you didn't commit to the last 4 teams you were on. You left ugly every single time. Like, no. If I'm Ole Miss, I'm saying, what else could we have given you? We did everything in our power. You're thinking of us as little bro. We got you in a playoff spot with all the given. I mean, he did his job with it as well, but we're in the same conference. You're going to a rival who you've played against for years, and you're supposed to be on our side about it just to want to have an ugly breakup. That's like being engaged with someone and you go to your wedding with them, and instead of politely let them go, you bring your mistress there in front of everybody, and you're like, peace out. Anybody who messes with me, come hop in the limo back to the after party. Everyone else, screw y'all, I'm out of here. And I never had feelings for you. Hell no.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to agree with Adam. Something that you didn't bring up, which I thought was a good point, which I heard listening to a couple podcasts, was that Ole Miss, when they hired Lane Kiffin, like they were taking a chance. Like they kind of knew what they were getting into, but I mean they were taking a chance on Lane Kiffin. Like he has the reputation he has for a reason, just not in the college exits. He also had an ugly exit from the NFL.
Yeah, and it's
So
like my thing is like like I just keep on hearing like what you said though, Bryce. It's like, yeah, look what he's brought them. What has he brought them? They've got
The
a
best
little bit
team
better. What do you
national
define success?
recognition. They have been.
Not even a
Would you
playoff
agree?
appearance, not a conference championship appearance. I mean, sure, is it a big success going from 5-7 to 8-4, 9-3? I mean, like they haven't. He's not Kirby Smart. He's not competing every year. This is the only year that they're even competing for a playoff spot.
I disagree. I disagree. I think he's been competing for the
they were
past
competing last year.
5 years. I mean,
He has
he's
not
went.
made it. He has
He's
not
went.
made a playoff.
Yeah,
Once.
I
this
know, but they
year
were
he did
competing
though.
for a playoff spot.
Yeah, and they've been competing for the past several years. This year he was 11-1. Last year he was 10-3. The year before that he was 11-2. Like though that's not bad. He has 5 losses in the past 3 years. He has 32 wins in the past 3 years. Like he has been a top 10 coach in the college football for the past 3, 4, 5 years. In the program itself, compared to where they were, that they were having 4, 5, 6 win seasons, and now they're having 10, 8, 11, 10, 11 win seasons. They have
It's a much better job
Four.
than when he left. Than when he
four
got
out
there.
of 5. The past 5 years, he's had 4 10-win seasons in the past 5 years. Like
Yeah, and he can't
he
get
is
over the
worth a-
hump. Is my point though too, and he's in the
I mean,
best
this year-
position to
this
do it
year-
this year, and he's leaving. And he's leaving.
I would say this year, like I said, if I'm Ole Miss,
It sounds like he should leave the way you're making the program sound.
yeah.
No, like I don't. What has LSU done in the last few years? I mean, you're talking about 6 years ago as a natty. What have they done since then? That's any different than what Ole Miss has done.
I mean, they do have a Heisman, but yeah, team-wise, they really haven't done anything.
Like I don't think it's like jumping ship from a mid-tier to an upper-tier thing. Is all I'm saying. Like I get what you guys are saying. Yeah, he has definitely improved them and everything. But maybe what I'm thinking of accomplishments is on a different level here. Because like I don't know. I mean that's improving a few more
If-
wins
if-
a year is good. But like I want to see him in a conference championship game. You've been in this conference for how long now?
I mean,
how many years?
Unfortunately for him, this year he lost one game and he didn't make it. Like that's just the draw he had this year. There were 4 teams that went 11-1 because they didn't all have to play each other. But
He
that's
wouldn't
not
even
necessarily-
have been coaching in it.
Sure.
He's leaving. Who knows if he goes there and they lose by 25 and lay an egg and he gets out coached in it? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I think he's really good and everything, and I think that sure if he wants to go to LSU that's fine, but I think leaving before the season over is a complete sham to those kids, mostly more than anything. Sure, the program and everything, but those kids got 11 wins with him, and he just straight up left like Brian Kelly did to that kid, the videographer. That's the level of
Let me
disrespect he
ask
did
you.
with them.
Let me ask you, you think it's wrong for him that you think it's wrong that he accepted a job while the season's going on? Is that your problem? Is that your quarrel with it? Because there's so many other coaches that have accepted jobs in other positions now, and they
But
are still
there's
coaching
so
their
many
teams right now.
coaches who have waited until after the season, and that's been part of their clause to do that. Is that let me finish out the season before I leave, not an ugly ending. And this is not his only one. He has had so many ugly exits. He does not have
I
good
agree
ties
that
with
he's had-
any program he was at before, and now especially he won't again.
I don't think this is necessarily on him though. I think this
I
is
do.
more on
I
Ole
do.
Miss.
I think it's way more on
But
Lane acting like
He
he's a
he
diva.
accepted a job. He accepted a new job, with realistically probably better opportunities than what he has now, and he's being punished and
He
he's being
should
punished for
start
it by the
in
university.
February. He should start in February. Go to LSU in February. Finish out what you started. Kurt Signetti was offered
And I
last
agree.
year and he extended. Like there's like the other
I-
coaches get offers. Even Hartline, he's going to be a new head coach. Do you know what he said? I'm only accepting it if I can finish off the playoff run. And they said yes. If they want you as a head coach that bad, you can finish out the season where you're at. I don't blame college football has a loophole in that, but he's choosing to exploit that loophole. Like he's choosing that.
Not if the university is telling him that he cannot play in it. The university said, no, if you're gonna take this position, then you cannot coach the team anymore. Like this is not on Lane at all. I don't see this as his fault whatsoever.
It's 100% on Lane.
Yeah, I think if the university
with zero accomplishments, it's weird.
I just don't.
I don't think it's 100% on Lane. The college football calendar has a. He definitely takes some of the blame for how he handled the situation, but it's the college football calendar that's the real problem.
Yeah, saying none of it is on Lane is insane.
I didn't say none of it. He accepted a job. I see this. He accepted a job that has better opportunities for him and maybe his family, like his daughter, his boyfriend is at LSU. I know this is kind of a small thing, but that is something that I'm sure he probably looked at. This is probably a better move for his family as well. And like I said, if Ole Miss would have allowed him and didn't say you can't coach this, he probably would still be coaching right now, and nobody would have a problem with it. But the problem is the university.
He can't handle it. He could not handle himself. Is the whole point. I don't blame Ole Miss. I'm not going to bow down to him like he's my Lord and Savior when he's leaving me. When I've gave him every opportunity to get in the best position he's been in his coaching career when we took a chance on him, and now he's got the best chance to do something with it, and he's leaving. It's like being at a company for 5 years, working on your biggest project at the end. The day before, you don't put your 2 weeks in and quit, and everyone else is just staring there looking at each other. Like that's not how you handle that type of thing.
You see this as a move up or a lateral position?
Short term, lateral, long term, probably move up.
So
like next year, I don't think there'll be that big of a difference.
And I agree. But why would you think that that is a big problem, him taking a better position that will better him and his family?
Screwing over those kids and players that he committed to him that he said, come to play for me, is what I'm saying. I don't care about who his daughter dates. I'm saying those Ole Miss players committed to play for Lane Kiffin and did not expect to get backsided when they are in a playoff hunt, is what I'm saying. I feel for the players more than anybody.
It sounds like I asked a good question here because we got some hot debates.
I understand that. Like I said, the university is not letting it play. For example, Eric Morris, he was hired at Oklahoma State. He is finishing the season with North Texas, and he will be going to Oklahoma State next year. North Texas did not tell him that he could not finish the season and that he was done, even though they are also competing for a playoff spot right now. They said finish it out, and he's doing that. He's giving his best efforts to finish it out. I'm sure that North Texas is pretty upset that he's leaving, but I mean that's the nature of the business.
Or if you handle it the right way, they might let you stay, but you act insane. Is what he is.
How did he act? What did he do at Ole Miss that acted?
He acted like he was.
Wrap it up here, boys.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we've been going on.
Yeah, whatever. It is a good question. He's preparing to give the Gettysburg Address, like meeting for the president, every time he was going to talk. It was ridiculous. Just say what you're gonna do. You're not a celebrity like that. I don't even say it. Like, I don't know. Lane does not handle it. Look at his track record, Bryce. It's not good. I mean, that's just all I'm gonna say. It's like, also, if he handled it better, what if he told LSU, they said, we want to hire you, and he goes, I will do it under one condition, that we do this after I'm done with this season. That's when we'll announce it and everything. If they want him that bad and they're dying for this elite, legendary coach, you don't think they'd wait?
I mean, I think you got to look at that from both ways there. Like, what if he changes his mind and then LSU's out of the game? That could also happen. Like that. That's why I agree with what Dave said. The scheduling and when the coaching carousel is going on, like during the season, that's a big problem right now.
I agree with that. I don't think you should be able to leave a school until after the season's over. And I mean the full season. If you're in the playoffs, you shouldn't be able to. That's a college football problem. I don't think you shouldn't even be talked to in that. But also, other coaches have found plenty of ways to get around it instead of just running straight into that problem. And that's the last bit I'll say because we're going to take too long. Good question, Dave.
Yeah, I'll say I'm glad we got a good one because everyone agreed on the true and false ones, so that's cool.
Good points, Bryce. That was a good discussion.
There's the clips.
Yeah.
Clip farming.
All right. Last trivia question. I know we're still on it here. It's not even going to compare to Dave's, but I'm going to use the modern era, 2000 to now. Okay. So the last 25 years, we're old. What team, Power 5, won a conference championship game with the most losses?
Since when? Since in the playoff era?
Since 2000. In the modern era. The most losses
True.
in the Power
I got
5
no
and
clue,
won a
man.
conference championship game. I'll give you this. It's post 2010, so you don't have to worry about anything like before that.
I gotta feel like it's some ACC bullshit.
Well, I brought up this question because of Duke this year is 8-5, and they're in there. But even if, here's the hint, even if this team won their conference in a Power 5 conference after 2010, and they finished 8-6.
Wow.
Gotta be ACC or Big 12. I feel like.
Wasn't Big 12.
It's actually not either one of those.
Is it Pac-12?
It's Big 10 actually. So.
Was it? Wait, is it the Wisconsin Nebraska?
It is. 2012,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Wisconsin was 8-6, and they defeated Nebraska 70-31. Do you guys know why Wisconsin made the Big Ten championship that year?
No.
They finished third in the conference, but Ohio State was on ban, and Penn State, who finished second, was also on ban from, the Sandusky stuff. Isn't that kind of crazy? So the third place
That's
team
insane.
in the conference.
And Ohio State was on ban because of Terrell Pryor.
Terrell Pryor, yeah. So they finished third, they were 7-6, won the conference championship 70-31, and finished 8-6, winning the Big Ten.
Insanity.
I just thought I would throw that little nugget in there.
That's a good one. That's funny as hell.
It's actually crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Players of the week here. Stiggs, why don't you start us off since you asked us the question of the night?
All right. My player of the week, I'm going to honorable mention Oregon's kicker, Atticus Sappington, a.k.a. ASAP. He went 4 for 4, set his career long with a 51-yarder. But my player of the week is Jaden Bow. 38 for 266, 2 touchdowns. Florida stomped out Florida State. 13 forced missed tackles, 90.6 grade, the highest PFF grade last week. Give the man the bow.
Good choice.
See what I did there?
I did like that. Adam.
All right, for mine, I'm doing a first. I'm doing a trio because they all balled out.
Let's go.
You guys will notice the theme here real soon. First player I want to shout out is Josh Hoover. Yeah, he went 19 of 22 for 306 and 4 touchdowns against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Don't have to talk about that though. I'm gonna also shout out the running back Jeremy Payne. He had 26 carries for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. And their star wide receiver Eric McAllister, he had 8 catches for 101 and a touchdown. Just an absolute show they put on against the poor Bearcats.
All right, Adam, I see a common theme there. Bryce?
I'll throw in a duo as well if we're going to just throw out a couple players real quick. Starting with Caleb Hawkins from North Texas. He had 186 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. This is his 5th straight game with 3+ rushing touchdowns, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
And Drew Messmaker, 20 for 24, 366 yards passing, and also 3 passing touchdowns. Both those players are elite. They are my players of the week.
All right, and mine, as much as I wanted to go Ohio State here, I didn't. I put my bias aside. I was going to go Bo Jackson, but we already mentioned him earlier anyway. I'm going to stay in the Big Ten, and I'm going to go with Katron Allen from Penn State. They were in a dogfight and ended up beating Rutgers, but Katron Allen, it's actually good to see him get a second win, from what it used to be for him and Nick Singleton. He had 22 rushes. He had 226 yards rushing He averaged 10.3 yards per carry, so he's averaging a first down per carry. He had a touchdown, and he also had 12 yards receiving on 2 catches. So he finishes with 238 total yards in their win. It's good to see Katron Allen still able to produce in the big 2025, Adam.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Thank you. Upset of the week. We kind of already said we're not really doing these this week since we only have limited games to say. I will have the final rankings posted on the graphic here, but shout out Sketchy for the slide. Stiggs, it's not time for the go to the group of the week. You got a special segment for us.
It's the goats of the group of the year.
Yeah.
It's time, man. So we have been giving out goats of the group, and I'm going to shout out a goats of the year. This is a team of players, including specialists, that have balled out this year. So I'll shout out a couple of their stats. I don't have stats for all of them just because I know I don't. You guys don't want to hear me ramble too long here. But starting off first, I'm going to shout out a North Texas trio. We got a quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Drew Mestemaker, the quarterback, is 91.3 PFF grade. He is the nation's leading passer and is a big reason why North Texas is competing for a playoff spot here. We'll be picking that game later, so I'm not breaking that one down. Their running back, Caleb Hawkins, he's been Adams Player of the Week. He's been my go to the week multiple times. He could have been up here every week, but he's up there with 1,300 rushing yards, 23 touchdowns, a very versatile player. Might hit the portal. Hopefully, Bryce sake goes to the Pokes. Same with this guy, Wyatt Young. He's a beast wide receiver. He has the highest grade in the country. He's up there, number one, like above Jeremiah, above Carnell, but all those guys. Third nationally in receiving yards. Another quarterback I wanted to shout out is USF Byron Brown. He has 1,000 rushing, 3,100 passing, 42 TDs. Insane senior campaign from him. Another running back, Cam Cook, Jacksonville State, nation's leading rusher, most explosive runs, most broken tackles. Dog, did he go for 100? Yes, he did, every game. One more wide receiver. Every game. One more wide receiver is Danny Scudero from San Jose State. They also produced Nick Marsh last year, 10 TDs, 1,300 yards. Tight end, I got Brody Foley from Tulsa. He was one of my goats of the week. He is also from Cincy over here at Anderson High School, 6'6", 260, big boy, 7 touchdowns, over 500 yards. Shout out you, Brody. Now I got the offensive line. My 2 tackles combined to only allow 1 sack, and that's Nick Del Grande from Coastal Carolina, Travis Burke from Memphis. The interior was tougher to pick because all these grades get a little hard because the service academies tend to dominate on the interior line. I do got one service academy guy, Williams Jeffcoat, Army, guard, Shadre Hurst, Tulane, guard, and then center. First team All-Conference USA center is Josiah Chenault from Kennesaw State. On the defensive side, my 2 edge rushers have 12 sacks apiece. Western Michigan, Nadame Tucker, and Ball State, Nathan Voorhees. On the interior, we got Ezra Christensen from New Mexico State, PFF's highest graded defensive tackle. And then on the nose, we got another service academy guy, Peyton Zadoric from Air Force. Perhaps an academy player that gets drafted. He's undersized, but just plays with the motor. I mean, he's an academy guy. Shout out him. My linebacking core is led by Owen Long from Colorado State and Red Murdoch beside him from Buffalo. That dude's Jacob Rodriguez light. 5 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 142 tackles. He's everywhere. Defensive backfield, Josh Moten from Southern Miss and Chris Johnson from San Diego State. Moten was first team All-Conference USA as well, and Chris Johnson from San Diego State might make some national teams here. He's the 2nd overall grade in the country, and he's been locked down all year. Definitely going to get some NFL draft looks. My 2 safeties, Toledo safety Brandon Owls and Jakari Foster from Louisiana Tech, who has 5 interceptions. Last but not least, I got specialists. My kick return man, Arkansas State, Chauncey Cobb. This dude is listed 5'6", 193. Or I'm sorry, 163. So this dude's small as hell. 19 returns. He's got 19 returns that went for 500 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's 27 yards a return. Punter, Evan Crenshaw from Troy. He's the only G5 punter that's up for the Ray Guy Award. And then kicker, the global sensation, Kansei Matsuzawa, aka the Tokyo Toe from Hawaii, 25 of 26 year with a long of 52. Give this man the Groza. And that right there is my G5 GOATs of the group of the year.
Good job, Sigs. Wow, great job. Great research.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
it. That was awesome, man.
Dude, I was freaking picking. It was hard for me to pick, especially like some of these linemen. Like it was kind of hard to like decipher all the stats and like, I was like looking up stats and then I'd like, okay, I look up this guy's stats, but I was like, oh, he didn't even make first team in his conference. Like, well, what are his stats? But his stats are good. So I went with a combination of what I felt with and also what I saw because I watched a lot of these guys too.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And I did want to really quickly preview a couple of the conference championship games that we're not breaking down. Not very long. But Miami versus Western Michigan in the MAC. Miami's third straight MAC championship game, despite their quarterback, DeQuan Finn, leaving them 3 games ago. That being said, you guys heard Western Michigan's got an edge rusher that's got 12 sacks. It's going to be tough with their backup quarterback, so I would expect Western Michigan to take that. And don't forget, the G5 championship games, the higher seed hosts the game. So it's at their stadium. Troy at James Madison. We kind of expect James Madison to belt here. They have a quarterback, Alonzo Barnett, 9 rushing touchdowns, and Wayne Knighton, who is second in the Sun Belt, 1,400 rushing yards. So I expect them to kind of run all over Troy and try and make the playoff.
Yep.
And then lastly, bias here because I love Kennesaw State and I love Jacksonville State's running back, Cam Cook. That's for the Conference USA Championship game. It's going to be a really intriguing matchup. And if you're able to watch it tomorrow night, I believe it's 8 Eastern, maybe 7, I would highly recommend taking a look. These guys played earlier and it was 35-26 Jacksonville State. But the Kennesaw State, there was a quarterback battle going on. And Amari Odom, he threw 3 picks, which is very uncharacteristic for him, as he's kind of taken the reins of the job and balled out all year. So I like the Owls to take this one in an upset. Yeah. Second year in the P5, and they're already in the championship game. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Jacksonville State, I actually kept up with their game. They were down early, and they were able to come back, and then they took the lead, and then had to seal it with a field goal at the end last week to push their chances to get into this game, if I remember correctly.
Yep, you are correct. Okay. Cam Cook had a big run late. Shock.
Yeah, shocker. All right, we got accurate or BS. I did not tell him to put this picture on there. I did not tell him that.
We're a little bit behind, so I'm waiting for it to show up.
I don't know why.
It's going to be a TCU player calling it.
No, I did not tell him to put this one on here.
Oh, that's insanity.
Wow, that's criminal.
That's
criminal. But whatever. Whatever. Make this quick.
All right. Accurate or BS? Teams will start canceling hard non-conference games because of the Texas situation.
Accurate. Alabama already did. They're playing like East Carolina now.
Yeah, it's an easy accurate for me.
I unfortunately think it's accurate, and I think it's BS that it's accurate.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys heard what Sark said. He said that he's following through on the Texas plays Ohio State at home next year, and then they play Michigan at home the following year. They said they already committed and played at those guys' stadiums, and now they have a chance to play them at home, and they're going to follow through that they committed to playing them. But anything after that is up in the air. So I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. I kind of expected them to cancel it anyway, to be honest with you. Just because that's why they keep harping on why they didn't get in. But yeah, I don't know. I saw Michigan trying to make the same argument if they wouldn't have scheduled Oklahoma. They'd be sitting at 10-2. But I think it's accurate. Unfortunately, I always love the big non-con out of conference games. I think it's great for the sport. Sketchy shakeups. I forgot we got these. Oh no. What are we gonna get here?
I enjoy these.
I know these. I haven't seen these, so I don't know what any of these could be. Oh, okay. Sketchy shakeup number 1. Should Texas make the college football playoff? I think I know the answer to this one from you guys.
Easy no. Hell no.
No.
Hell no. You lost to Florida, 3-8. Get out of here, bud.
Yeah, that's a bad question.
Whoa. What if I said yes?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No way. We would
Just
argue.
kidding. I was just joking. I do see, if I was Sark, I'd be making the same argument realistically at this time. And I do think he's kind of right on the reason why if they played Mercer, they'd be in regardless of the Florida loss. But does that mean they should be in this year? No, it does. It does not. But I was kind of worried about the committee putting them in a spot just because they want to save those non-conference games in the future. But we all are unanimously no, they should not. Oh no, he did not need to put this one in here. I think we're all in agreement on this one, actually. Who deserves the college football playoff spot more, Miami or Notre Dame? I say
Well,
Miami.
deserving.
The U.
Yeah, Miami deserves it, but Notre Dame's just been so much better.
All right.
If only they
I just got to
played-
say go ahead, Paul.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, you're good. I just want to say my piece real quick. So I believe if the resumes are similar and if there's a head-to-head, you have to honor that head-to-head. You just have to. You know what I mean?
I'm with
And
you.
their resumes are very similar. We're all picking Notre Dame if they play tomorrow. Notre Dame's look better, but it's just you have to honor the resume. You know what I mean? You just have to.
Yeah, this would also be another thing that would feed into not playing hard non-con games anymore. I mean, Miami would be almost getting punished for beating them and scheduling them if they don't get it, which is kind of odd for me. I think you have to honor the head-to-head, or else it will be a complete meltdown. All right, we're all in agreement so far. Will Ole Miss compete in the playoffs without Kiffin? Ooh.
Unfortunately, yes. I wish they wouldn't. I wish they'd just drop them out.
I say yes.
So let me ask you this, Bryce. You have two 11-1 SEC teams you think shouldn't be in the playoffs. If you have A&M and Ole Miss,
I mean, Texas A&M's kind of mid. Like their resume, they should not be a for sure lock, and BYU's not. Like that's what bothers me. People are
Okay.
saying Texas A&M's a for sure lock, but BYU has to win this weekend. Like that makes no sense to me. Ole Miss just lost their head coach, and their best win is Oklahoma. I'll give them the Oklahoma win. Outside of that, they haven't played anybody either. Like they don't have any good. They don't have any other great wins. They struggled with Washington State. Like
yeah,
both those teams. Texas A&M a couple weeks ago was losing 30-3 to South Carolina at home.
yep.
South Carolina's 4-8.
So to answer my question, you do think that there are two 11-1 SEC teams that should not make the playoff right now?
I mean, I would favor if we're going eye test. If we're going strictly eye test, I think there are teams that are better than Texas A&M, and I think if you're being consistent with what you have done in the past, like dropping Florida State out, then I think you should do the exact same with Ole Miss. Or at least drop them to where they are like on the outside looking in, or right there at the very bottom. Like I
Okay.
think that's the only fair way to do it.
That's fair. And I just wanted to get that quote completely out of you so I could quote you in the chat and at Zai and just see what he says. Stiggs, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like compete, like I don't know if he means like compete, like if they allow them in. Like, yeah, I definitely think they should get in. But like in terms of competing, like without Lane coaching, I don't think they're going to be much of a threat. Like they still got talent, and I still expect them to maybe put up some points. But their defense hasn't been like the greatest all year. They've been porous at times. They do have a good offense and a good running game with Kewan Lacey, but I wouldn't expect them to be too much of a threat with what's going on off the field. But hey, they could prove anybody wrong.
Yeah, and another thing that hurts is Lane's their offensive coordinator. He calls the plays, and he's not there. So I'm kind of with you guys. I guess it depends on the draw. We've already seen Ole Miss beat Tulane this year by like handily. So maybe if they get one of those draws, but I don't think they're seeding where they're at. They're gonna be having that chance. That's it for the Sketchy Shakeups. Thank you, Sketchy, for those. Speaking of Tulane, we will go ahead and start with their games here, fellas, for the pick'ems. And who else to go to than the GOAT for the group? That is Stiggs. So, Stiggs, we got North Texas and Tulane. This is a great great American Conference matchup here for a spot in the playoff on the line, realistically here. And this game is played tomorrow night on ABC. We got North Texas favored by 2.5. This over/under at 66.5, Stiggs.
Well, yeah, and you might want to take it too. There's going to be some points put up in this game. Tulane, 4th straight American Conference Championship game. 3rd, they have lost 3 straight. So they're definitely looking to shake that off. North Texas hasn't been here in a long time, and both coaches accepted a new job. So how will that affect each team? I don't want to sleep on Tulane's QB, Jake Retzlaff, but I'd imagine he would have to have kind of a crazy game to get the job done here. The aforementioned trio of the GOATs of the group of the year, Wyatt Young, Caleb Hawkins, Drew Messmaker, I think they're going to light it up and get it done. North Texas to the playoff, man.
I'm right there with you.
Well, I'm not surprised you picked them, Bryce. But
I mean, they just look like the better team. Like they've been dominant all year. They got a trio right now that's super underrated. I think there are some real ballers out there, and they're going to prove it this Saturday.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is, this is a great game here. We also clean swept North Texas earlier in the year to beat South Florida. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. Bryce picked South Florida, and they ended up losing. I think North Texas gets it done here, though. We might be clean sweeping it. Adam?
Yeah, I believe in North Texas supremacy, so give me them.
All right. You guys remember Tulane trying to get a bid in to join a bigger conference? That was like a big deal in the offseason, and they kept getting denied.
Real quick, I want to ask something. Why is Tulane ranked higher than North Texas? Like, what can y'all put together? Why are they 20 and North Texas 24?
Because Ole Miss beat Tulane, and they need to fluff up the resume a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yep, you're right. Absolutely right.
Because I don't see any other reason.
There's about one.
Yeah,
They lost to 6-6 UTSA by 20 points.
Yep, like I said, that's the only reason why. Look at Ole Miss has another top 20 win. No, it is what it is. Let's go to the Mountain West though, Stiggs. We'll start back off with you again. We got Boise playing against UNLV. This is what's his name? UNLV head coach. He just got their old Florida Dan Mullen's team, correct? Boise State favored by 4.5. This is also tomorrow night at 8. Over under 58.5, slightly a little bit lower, but yeah, UNLV.
Yeah, there's gonna
go ahead.
Going to be a lot of points in this game as well. This is a rematch. UNLV got gashed on the ground. Boise State running back averaged 13 yards per carry. He's done a really good job stepping in for Ashton Jeanty, and their quarterback Maddox Matson is also returning from an injury. He looks a little hobbled in practice, but he's going to try and gut it out. Their defense, UNLV, that is, their defense has given up a bunch of points all year, and as I mentioned, they got gashed by Boise, and this is going to be on the blue turf. I have no logical reason to pick UNLV, but I'm going UNLV.
I agree with you. I'm going to take UNLV, and they're dogs in this. I think Mullen's a good enough coach to where he'll learn from his mistakes in the first one. I mean, they gave up 56 points in that game. And also, they have won 4 in a row since then, since their other loss to New Mexico. Only one game within one score. The rest have all been blowouts, including a pretty good win over Hawaii in the Mountain West. I think UNLV, and they were a big transfer portal team as well. I think they get it done in Mullen's first year. But even
they blew out.
Odds, yeah, go ahead.
They blew out Hawaii by 30, and I picked Hawaii to win.
That's how you know it was an upset, because Stiggs knows ball.
Right.
So, yeah, everything is pointing towards Boise. They're at home. They're favored. They've already beaten them by 30 before. I'm with you. I'm sticking with UNLV. Adam?
Yeah, I believe in my GOAT, Dig, so give me UNLV.
Oh, no. We're all... Bryce, not so fast, my friend.
So, I thought I was going to be the only one taking UNLV, but I guess we all are.
Oh, my.
I would say if Boise wins, it's going to boost Notre Dame's resume, but
Sorry,
yeah.
UNLV, we just cursed you. That or we're going to look very big-minded on the graphic, or we look stupid. Going on to the next one. What a powerhouse fight this is. The ACC championship. Duke versus Virginia. Virginia is favored by 4. This is Saturday night at 8. Duke 7-5. Kind of backdoored in. Virginia has already beaten them by 17. Duke lost to UConn this year. They got blown out by Illinois this year. Duke has also lost to Tulane this year. And Georgia Tech. How funny would it be if Duke goes in and wins this game, Adam?
Yeah, you know what? Give me chaos. I'm going with Duke to beat them. Why not them?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-point spread after Virginia beat them by 17 the first time. Bryce?
I'm taking Virginia. They just played 2 weeks ago, and Virginia controlled the entire game. There's not really much that Duke's offense could do against Virginia's defense, so I'm taking Virginia again. That was also at Duke, so this is on a neutral field, and I like Virginia's chances a little bit more there.
Yeah, and they're playing for a playoff spot. Stiggs?
Yeah. Do we really want Duke Madness for the CFB? Like, I kind of agree with Adam. I do want to see the chaos and maybe see James Madison get in, maybe see what happens if Bama falls out. Yeah, North Texas gets like the 10 seed. Who knows? But yeah, what Bryce said, they played at Duke. They controlled the game. Chandler Morris is looking healthier every week. That's UVA's quarterback. Don't be surprised if Darian Mensah still has a big game. Like, that dude can go off. Duke protects him pretty well. But yeah, give me Virginia, because I don't know if you guys have paid close attention to Virginia. They're the most physical team in the ACC, bar Miami, I'd say. I really like to see if they matched up with Miami in this game, because like, they're surprisingly physical. So I think that's going to wear on Duke. Give me Virginia.
Yeah, I'm going to take Virginia as well. Sorry, Adam. But just for the reasons you guys said, I do think that there's an interesting storyline that I kind of thought out of this, and I haven't heard anything. But I think that the potential next Penn State head coach is Manny Diaz. He was their defensive coordinator for a while. He's the head coach at Duke. You know, Penn State, if they don't end up getting Campbell, I don't think Manny Diaz is a crazy shout for them to try to lure away from Duke to come back to Penn State. Next up, we will go to the Big 12. This game kicks off at noon. I'm pretty sure this game's in Dallas at Jerry's World, right, Bryce? Is that where Big 12 one is every year? Okay. Texas Tech, 12.5-point favorites over BYU, over under 49.5. We'll start with you, Bryce, since you've been to this game before.
I've been to the game a couple times. I've been heartbroken a couple times. Texas Tech's going to win this game, I feel. I don't feel like BYU's got it in them. I think Texas Tech is just that good this year. They got talent everywhere. They've been so dominant everywhere. They dominated the game the first time it played. It was in Lubbock, but I honestly don't think it's going to make a difference. This is going to be another home game for Texas Tech regardless. BYU's going to have to travel well for this game, and even if they travel well, I still like Tech's chances. So I think Tech's going to win this game by probably 10 or 15 points.
Stiggs.
Man, I have my type in quarterback. I like Texas. So I saw BYU in person, man. They're a big physical team. That being said, Texas Tech clearly had a physical advantage when they played last time but BYU was nasty against UC. I mean, Adam can attest to it. He was there too, but like, dude, they were just laying pass. They burned me last time, but like, dude, I'm picking BYU. I feel like they're going to be motivated, crumble cookie. Give me Bear Bachmeier and the freaking Cougars, man. Let's soak.
Yeah, shout out Sataki here. And also another thing I want to kind of mention as a part of this game, if you guys remember, what was the story with BYU the first half of the year? How long are they going to keep doing this before they get nipped in the butt? They keep winning by 3. They keep winning by 6. They keep winning by a touchdown. That's not what they've been since the last Tech game. They're blowing the doors off people. Did they turn a corner? Yeah,
that's revenge factor. Motivated head coach coming back. They're going to get a bunch more money in NIL guaranteed next year, and they might have to win this game to get in the playoffs. And I don't agree with that. I know Fakes has a strong case with that as well, but I don't. They have a strong resume.
Yeah, or they might have to keep it close enough to put them in the playoffs. So they're going to be playing for every point they can, regardless, in this game. Because which I agree with you guys. I think it's BS. I think BYU, you don't punish anyone for losing their conference championship, as how I see it. With that being said, BYU doing all this, I'm tempted. I'm gonna take Tech, but I got BYU to cover that. I think Tech just right now, they don't want to leave anything up for debate where they're at. No offense to these Big 12 teams, but they don't get a lot of love. I mean, they got Tech ranked ahead of Oregon right now, but they've been the only Big 12 team I've even seen getting that type of love. I don't think they want to leave it up for debate because I don't think the committee would hesitate to drop them. But yeah, that's kind of my reason. I got Tech winning, BYU covering. Adam?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. And
Yeah. Woo.
you know what? Hold your kids' ears. Fuck BYU. Give me
Whoa.
Texas Tech. Yeah, had to let that one fly real quick.
Were you part of the crowd that was saying that about the Mormons? Because that's a little bit much.
I plead the fifth.
Whoa.
Just
Everybody,
kidding.
that was Adam's last episode on the podcast.
Oops.
Yeah, we can go to the SEC championship next. Odd kickoff time here for this one, Stiggs. We got a 4 o'clock kick here. Georgia -2.5 here. They could not get the monkey off their back, which is beating Bama. Kirby just struggles with them over under 48.5. This is a neutral site game, Stiggs. In Atlanta,
Shocking.
Georgia.
Yeah, and give me Georgia to get their monkey off the back. It's a great rematch here. I picked Georgia last time and was wrong. I'm going back to the well.
Ooh.
Let's see how the Georgia well treats me. All the other wells, NC State, Maryland, Cal. Cover your kids' ears. They fucked me this year. So Bama has looked shaky recently too. Give me Georgia. They have a run game. Their running back, I can't think of his name. Nate Frazier. He's a good running back. He's had a strong year. They've been running the ball strong behind a strong tackle too. Monroe Freeland, I believe is his name. Go Dogs.
Yep. So I'm going to ask each one of you guys after your picks. If Bama loses Stiggs, do they get in the playoffs still?
I still say yes. You can't punish teams for losing their conference championship games, or else those games will lose meaning real fast, and then teams will find ways not to go to them, or just maybe say, "Yeah, I don't even want to play. Who cares?"
All right, Bryce, Georgia or Bama?
I'm taking Georgia. I do like them here in the rematch. Although I don't know. I know we mentioned it last time. I think Kirby is 1-8 against Alabama in his time at Georgia. I feel like it's time for that to change, especially if he's going to be this elite head coach that he needs to be. He got to start beating Bama. I like Georgia winning this year. I feel like they're more complete. They've been tested now, and they have experience seeing them one time this year. So I like Georgia.
Georgia should have beat them in game 1, I think. All right, does Bama still get in with a loss?
Man, my opinion. No, I feel like they should already be one of the fringe teams looking in. I don't feel like they should have jumped Notre Dame at all in this week's rankings. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I feel like them, like I said, being a lock, they're a lock no matter what in the playoff, and BYU isn't. It's criminal. BYU has to win this to be in with one loss, but Bama has to. They're losing their end no matter what. That don't make no sense. They're not being consistent with it. I think the committee would put them in. Even with a loss. But I hope it's like the 12th seed. Like I hope it's a low seed and they have to play an away game. But that's just how I feel.
All right, Adam?
You know what? I'm gonna be probably the only one to do this, but give me Alabama. Just until Kirby Smart proves that he can beat this Alabama team, I'm gonna keep picking Alabama.
Shades of Max Kellerman picking Iguodala with that one.
That
Give me
I did feel it
Alabama.
So, Adam, I know you picked Bama to win, but if they lose, are they still in?
I would go with no. I think they should be out with 3.
Okay. Here's why I wanted to ask you guys this. I did a little research. I'm going to pick Georgia in this game, but I think Bama will still get in with 3 losses. But precedence, and who we are talking about here. Do you guys remember the infamous clip of the final rankings coming out in 2017 for the playoffs and Kirk Herbstreit was out of his seat? You guys remember that? It's kind of like a big clip. Do you remember what that was for?
No.
The first team to ever get two teams from the same conference, Alabama made it in 2017. Was the only time that two teams from the same conference made the four up to that point. They edged out Big Ten champ Ohio State to get in. So that was the first time a non-conference champion edged out another Power 4 champion to get in. Then you fast forward to 2023, and we remember which team ends up getting in over Florida State, who would be the only undefeated Power champion to not get in, right? That was Bama as well.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
So now we're looking at another precedent, which could be the first ever 3-loss team to make the playoff, and what team does that happen to be?
Those little sissies.
It happens to be Bama for these precedents every single time, if you really go back and look at it. Kind of crazy to think about, right? Everyone remembers.
That makes you wonder who was on the committee.
Yeah. I mean, it's who gets the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? It's there. Just something interesting to think about. I'm going to take Georgia. All right, last game we'll go ahead and cover here. Stigs, I got the Big Ten Championship game in Indianapolis. Another neutral site game, by the way. In Indianapolis, Indiana, over under 47.5. Ohio State favored by 4 currently. We got 1 versus 2. I think both these teams are going to definitely try their hardest in this game. I keep seeing people saying it doesn't really matter, but Indiana's never been to a conference championship, and they've still got stuff to prove to other people. Ohio State hasn't been there in 5 years. Winners get the Heisman more than likely. And you kind of want that 1 seed. I know everyone says it, but the semifinal, you'd be more likely to play the 4 than you would play the 2 or the 3, whichever one you drop off to. But Stiggs, Big Ten Championship, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm picking Ohio State, and I'm fairly confident in this one. The Ohio State secondary will be tested. The Elijah Surratt is rumored to be back and healthy for this one. Omar Cooper Jr. Has had a great season. But yeah, I'm confident in the defense. They've been elite all year. Confident in Julian Sand, who's probably going to win the Heisman. And they found their run game. So I just don't see. The only thing that could stop them is injuries, really. If Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate aren't 100, but Carnell Tate looked 100 last week.
Yeah. Bryce?
Man, this game is gonna be tricky. Is this the game Indiana shows everyone who they are, or are they gonna get blown out? I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a very, very low-scoring game. And I think Ohio State will pull away and dominate the second half.
All right, Adam?
Yeah, another short and sweet out of me. Give me the Buckeyes. I think they win and cover.
All right, I do too. Just because the line's so low, you might as well take it. I don't want to sound like I'm being like bragging or anything, but I don't know what position on the field they'd be better at than us if you go position by position. That's my only takeaway, and that probably sounds like I'm being annoying. I'm sorry. That's the last thing I got.
I got one position, slot cornerback.
Yeah, that's true. And definitely probably kicker as well.
But the only thing is, their number 1 quarterback is D'Angelo Pounds. He's really undersized. He plays as a number 1, but in the NFL, he's going to be a slot cornerback.
Yeah, he's 5'9".
So technically, he's really small. But he honestly, when he got matched up against Jeremiah Smith, he didn't do horrible against him, which is surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely kicking and punting. I think they would easily have the edge in that. We have always historically been terrible with that. Anybody got anything else to say? We got Conference Championship Week. Selection Sunday is Sunday. It's a big deal, right? I mean, we're going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to have chaos, hopefully. There's a lot of teams bidding for a couple spots. Who's going to go where?
Go Ducks. Watch the G5 championship games tomorrow night.
Yep. I say go Bucks. Let's get our first Big Ten championship in a while, and let's get another big win. I would love that we're playing Indiana. Adam?
Yeah, go Bearcats. Big game tomorrow night on the hardwood against Norwood Technical Community College. I hope we get that win there.
All right. Bryce, what do you got?
Go Pokes. Shout out the trio from North Texas. Eric Morris, the GOAT.
I thought
They're
you were
going to
push some
win.
Notre Dame agenda. I thought you were going to say it because this is a big weekend for them.
Well, there's nothing to push right now. We'll see what happens next week, though.
All right. Sounds
We got
good.
those blind resumes coming up next week.
We will have the playoff matchups by Sunday evening. So that's what we got. All right. Thank you guys for another episode.